my channel. I'm Mark, and I am the Toeless Luthier. Today I'm going to start setting up the guitar. Now I did a little bit of fret leveling. I didn't know enough about it to try to film it, and I took it kind of slowly. So I may have to do some more work. That's fine. I can't put the metal back on the fret. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to work on the bridge. Remount the holes to fit the bridge pins. We have to check and put the tuners on, and then we're going to check the action to see if we have to do any work on the bridge. And hopefully real soon I'll have a guitar. So let me readjust the camera angle and we'll get started. Alright, so I'm going to start on the bass side, and you can see how the pin doesn't go all the way down. So I'm going to take this slowly, as everything, and this is a 3-degree reamer. I believe it's 3-degree reamer. I'm just going to, whoa, that noise made me scared. Okay, let's try it. It's just about perfect. I gotta go slower. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. I may have actually gone a little deep on this one, but then the string isn't in yet. All right, take these out. Now I'm going to do a trick. I haven't tried it on my other guitars. I'm going to do it on this one. This is something I saw. Let me get this out. On Driftwood's site, Chris Alvarez does this. Where is my... He has a special tool for it, but I have this really thin blade for my jigsaw. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a slot. The reason is that I want the string to go down and actually hook underneath the bridge plate underneath. And I may replace these pins someday, but instead of using the slot for now, I'm going to turn it backwards, because at least theoretically it should grab the guitar and transfer the energy a little bit better. So we're gonna give it a try. The trick is figuring out how far to go in. So I have a piece of wire here. Whoops. And I'm just going to see. That seems to work pretty well. Okay, I'm going to do the rest and then I have to round it off a little bit. That's kind of hard. I may have to turn the guitar around a little to do that. We'll see. All right. Tight. Now, to make it easier for me, I'm gonna flip this around to finish cutting these. Now what I have to do is, I hope this saw is gonna cut it, I don't know. I have to angle this out for the string to bend over at a more comfortable angle. And this is gonna be a little tough, I think. Because I don't want to I almost wish I had a finer blade. I'm going to see if I do. Okay, I'm going to try this finer tooth blade. I don't need it as narrow as before. Okay, that's good enough for now. Hopefully that'll work. I guess the next step is to put the tuner on. Okay, I'm going to install my tuners now. And I can't really show this because I don't think I'd totally be in the way. But I'm just going to do a little pre-drill. It doesn't have to be on hammer drill. Quite small. I think I can do that deeper. It's kind of hard to turn. Let me do that. I almost forgot I had this my wife bought this for me for some present. I can't remember, birthday or Christmas, but that's a whole lot easier to turn. I've got some grip to it. Much better. Okay, now I'll just do the other side. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is probably, I'm thinking probably going to be the hardest or riskiest one, is I have to form the saddle. And it's a little too thick to fit in the slot and it's too long. So the first thing I have to do is get the thickness set. So what I've done is I have this. First of all, I paid probably too much for this. You can do this with a piece of glass, even ceramic tile, it would probably be sufficient. But since I bought it, it's a very flat surface so that you can sand a flat surface. So I have some 100 grit and 220 grit. And what I'm going to do is start out really slowly and take a little bit off. Kind of hard to get a grip on this, and keep checking it. Ooh, see, that's already, wow, that's already darn close. I'm going to wow, that's in. Okay, well that was quick. That was the safest part. Now, I have to figure out the length. So I'm going to do some calculations, and I'll be right back. All right, I reviewed the instructions, and it's a little different than the video because, well, the bridge it gave me is different too. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring in the middle, double check. Let's see. Make sure this way. So that's 208. 208. Okay. Then I want to go out 1.5 inches from both sides, which would still be a little large, but I'm going to be doing some sanding. Okay. So now I have to cut that off, and I'm going to have to set up for that. This is about the easiest way I could think of doing this. I was going to set up my mini vise, but I would have had to cut down this way, and I think I prefer this to make sure I have a nice line. Okay, just for sanity check, I'm going to put it, make sure this line looks right. Okay, yeah, it's extra long, which is fine. Put it back in here, and we'll get the other one cut. Whoops, 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 whoops. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to make sure I take it off evenly on each side. I'm also going to have to round it a little bit, I think. Make sure that's vertical, it's not. And just keep checking. Yeah, I got a ways to go. All right, it's in. I have to do some other forming here, but that'll be part of setup. Let's look what the next step is. I am going to try to start setting this up. This will be an interesting venture. I've worked to make sure, adjusting the truss rod, that I think this is about as straight as I can get it. And I'm going to put the 2 E strings in. So, it's down in there. And I have never strung one of these tuning machines before, or a slotted guitar. So of course I watched the YouTube video, and probably should have adjusted these first, but we're only going to do these 2. So I know you can't quite see this. So I'm going through at an angle. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Then I'm bringing it up and over this one. pulling it over to get some slack here. Then, how does this go? Yeah, I want to pull it over this way. I'm going in because it'll pull it away from this wood here. So it hopefully won't be scratching it as much. And whip this around and kind of clamp that in. All right. I'm gonna cheat. I need to get on those pliers. Really crimp that. Okay. I'll do this one at a time. Cut this down shorter. Not sure why that turned off on me, but anyway, keep some pressure on it and start tightening it up. Feel like it's pulling this over a little bit. Okay, just settling in. Whew. First sound from my guitar. It's rattling on something, but all right. Stop playing with that. Put the other one in. And tell the way that other one wound it. It's going to adjust for a while because it didn't really pull tight on that post. I'm a little unsure about that. Okay. All right. I forgot I needed a capo here. And part of this in the instructions, I was honestly a little confused about, but put a capo on, and then we imitate height. Okay, that worked. Now if I can get the other one in without losing it. Okay, so what I did, I have a G string and a D string here, and what it's doing is spacing this up the way it would be with a normal action, as I understand it. And now what I want to do is see what my action is at the 12th fret. They did it in inches. And 1, 2, 3. And this is actually a little more, I think, which That's not good. 1, 2, 5. Okay, let me check. All right, I'm skipping ahead. Trying to film my figuring out how to set this up was a little futile because it was a whole lot of learning as I went. But let me explain part of what I did. I had to set the depth on some of these, mainly the bottom 3, well, even this one. I may do more. One thing about it is this guitar is going to have to sit for a couple days before I do a final setup anyway, because the wood's going to move. With the tension on the strings now, this belly's going to pull up a little bit, so I don't want to get too crazy. But I have it at least minimally done. I even worked on adjusting the intonation on the number 1 string, and it worked. It was great. So the others seemed okay at the moment, but like I said, it's got to sit and adjust. But basically, it sounds like a guitar. So I'll work on the action a bit, and we will be done. I will be done.
Clueless, are you done with that guitar yet?
Why, yes. Yes, I am. I want to thank everyone that has been with me on this journey. It has really been fun, challenging, not only learning how to build a guitar, but edit video. That was really time consuming. This video was probably one of the toughest. It was kind of disjointed. But I've done a lot of things in my life, like construction-wise. I have helped build houses, I've remodeled, I have done electrical, I've done plumbing. But this was really out of my comfort zone. This was different. This is more finished carpentry, which is something I've never been accused of being great at. So I have my next kit ready to build. There will be some differences in how I do it, and hopefully the education I had in this one will help a little bit. So yeah, this has been fun. Thanks a lot.